Hello, hello, hello. This is Disgruntled Elk coming at you with a mana base and some new cards. I kind of wanted to discuss kind of where I see the core of the deck right now, and then kind of where you can fit different things as needed. Mana base, I think you want to do 20 lands and then 4 Mox Opals. You could go up to 21. You could probably go down to like 19. I think 20 is about where you want to be. 2 colors, obviously, you can play an extra basic, and you can trim down on a fetch for, honestly, probably just another basic, something like that. And then you kind of go from there. I do like having a Surveil land. I think it's been very good. Having the Moxes in the deck means that I think there are more spots where you can have kind of you can have that extra mana and have it not like wreck your turn by getting a tap land. Now in terms of the core, I think, the Mox Opals, obviously, Ornithopters, Leyline Axe. I've seen different numbers of axes. Some people are down to 3, and they're playing like Memnites. And if you want to do that, I think that's fine. But I do think you want to play at least 11 or 12 zeros. Axe counts as 0 because if it's in your opening hand. Esper Sentinel, I think, is quite good right now, especially with Frog running around. There are definitely matchups where I cut the Esper Sentinels, but that's fine. There's just a reasonable body that you can suit up that also applies an artifact for Metalcraft. Aids, hammers, boots, Shadow Spear. These, I think, are very stock at this point, and you kind of want to make sure to play at least one copy of those. Though Spear is a lot less important than it used to be, with the axe giving alternate forms of trample. What's up, Ionos? How you doing, man? Hope you enjoy it. Stoneforge Paladin, also very, very easily the core. These are kind of the 6 slots that I'm not sure about, and I'm not sure about the reality chip at all, but Happy did well with it, and I reached out to him. He's like, no, it wasn't just memeing. He's a very serious player. He plays to try to optimize, and so he thinks chip is legitimately good. He gave me some very valid reasons, and I tried it in a league, and I was pretty happy with it, so we'll keep trying. I think Jeskai, like 3 colors, is very reasonable, especially with Mox effectively tapping for whatever colors you need. And I'm going to kind of dive into why I think it's worth it to have the red and the blue. So Chip is something, it's just a really fun card to play too, so I'm happy to give it another shot. For those of you not in the know, Chip is an 04 legendary equipment jellyfish that, as long as it's in play, you can look at the top card of your deck whenever you want. And then as long as it's attached to a creature, and you can do that a couple different ways, you can play the top card of your deck anytime you could normally play it. This works really well in this deck for a couple ways. Ordinarily, you have to reconfigure, so 2 and a blue, it either attaches to a creature or unattaches to a creature, and it becomes a creature itself. But this is a fetchable body off Stoneforge Mystic. And the thing about it is, Sigarda's Aid, if Chip enters the battlefield, it will trigger and you can put it on something for free. Paladin does grant it equip 0, and you can do some really nasty stuff if you have the chip going. Especially with Mox adding additional velocity to the deck. Nettle Cyst, I think, is quite good right now. It's a really good body to have access to. It dodges things like Meltdown really effectively. It's really impressed me. I think it is slightly better if you're playing Fervent Champion, but we'll kind of get to that. Surge of Salvation is the quote-unquote like trick or interaction I'm playing in the main deck, mostly because I think Spell Pierce is probably slightly better on average game 1. That being said, I really like the ability of this deck to effectively be mono white game 1. DBZ, well, I've been beating the crap out of it recently, so that means I will play against it on stream and probably get my teeth kicked in, because that's just how things balance out. But that's how it's felt anyway. And then Surge is just a fine card. Steel Shaper's Gift is a nice kind of extra copy of Hammer or Axe or Nettle Cyst or Spear, Boots, whatever you want. It's just a really cheap way to get another equipment. And then Forge Anew is my additional equipper of choice. Yeah, DBZ, Opal is a really dumb Magic card. I was very happy when we were allowed to play with it again. But it is interesting to see so much of the format combating it pretty effectively, which makes me happy because I hope it gets to stick around. I hope all the cards they unbanned get to stick around. I will be upset if like Breach if Breach ends up being the broken deck, which I totally could. I think the Underworld Breach deck is very good. I will be upset if that gets Opal banned, when in reality it's like you should ban Breach if if Breach is the busted deck. Oh yeah, I'm not sure any of the cards that got unbanned will stick. Well, Twin will stick because that card's very, very medium to bad. And then yeah, so like these are kind of the 6 flex slots I'm playing right now. I'm also doing this because I think Fervent Champion is legitimately pretty good. It enables some really brutal fast starts where you just kill people on turn 2. You can turn 1 someone if you're on the draw and you have exactly the perfect 8, but you don't really account for that. That being said, I don't know if you need Champion, and 4 slots is a lot, plus it incentivizes you to fetch red very early, which makes things a little rougher. Yeah, Darth, if the stream, if the lag on Moto is too brutal, I will probably call it, and then I'll just try to stream tomorrow or something. I appreciate the heads up. I watched Spike earlier, and he was having fun, but it was rough. Yeah, I agree. I think so. I saw the Razorgrass tech. What cards is it trying to kill? That was kind of the one thing. Is it mostly for like Boros? I think that makes sense. But yeah, so I don't think you can reasonably run like the flip lands in a 3-color base right now. I just, not if you reliably want access to your second and or third color. Yeah, so we'll see if the stream goes well or if Moto lag is too brutal today, and if it is, we can just come back to it another day. So cards that have survived some tweaking. Grafdigger's Cage I like a lot. It's good against a lot of decks, and it's especially good against the decks like Breach, because not only does it stop them from comboing, but it also stops Haywire Might from coming in off of a Saga Chapter 3, which has felt awkwardly relevant. Needle is just a fine card to have, though. I think it's too important to cut. It is a little awkward in the meta right now because the decks oftentimes that you want it against, you like want it against too many things, so it can be hard to name. Okay, yeah, Energy makes a lot of sense to me. Tagging a Ocelot Pride, pretty big. Orm's Chant is a card that I think you can reasonably choose to not play. The way I do it when I'm making changes, I'm like, okay, how would I want to board in, like, I pick like 5 or 10 matchups and then kind of figure out where do I have holes, where do I have too many things to bring in, and that's why you see some of these numbers. So like Orm's Chant, I think, kind of plugs the holes against the decks that I might want like an extra copy of Wear Tear against, or an extra Spell Pierce, or an extra Rest in Peace, stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at, but you could play something else. I think Orm's Chant is more important when you don't have access to blue, because just like Spell Pierce is real good. And so when we're looking at Rest in Peace is the other card. I have seen it in a couple lists, and I was like, I think it's actually really good. Some people really like Sanctifier. I did like it a lot when there was a lot of the Jund creativity deck running around, because it both stopped the Archon reanimation package and it was completely impervious to like any spot removal they did. But I think since that deck's fallen off a little bit, I'm less about it. Some people really like it against like the Frog decks, but I'm less high on it against the Frog decks because I think their deck just like still functions quite well. That being said, Rest in Peace, like real good against the Frog decks. It's really good against obviously like Storm, anything where Sanctifier's most relevant piece was the graveyard. Obviously, Rest in Peace is arguably the best graveyard hate ever printed, outside of Leyline, but that's, a little bit different. And so I'm happy to try a couple of those. Funny, it like stops a lot of weird stuff as well. Like obviously Grinding Station, it stops that, but it stops Broodscale combo from working too. I don't know if I'd bring it in there, but because the tokens don't die, it doesn't trigger the blade, which is funny. So yeah, those are kind of the white cards I'm looking at. And then in terms of the splash colors, so let's look at the blue first. Eldrazi is coming back, so I like Consign a lot more than I used to. Spell Pierce is just generically very good. I think especially against like the frog deck, Spell Pierce is just a very effective tool for you to just like push back and kind of go from there. I don't know, not a lot to say about Spell Pierce. I think it's just like a really good supplemental interaction piece. And so I think if you're playing the blue anyway, I think this is kind of the route you want to go. Sadly, I don't think Cap is where you want to be, because the decks I found I really wanted against were like not the Stony Silence, but like the Oof decks. So the green X fair decks. And the issue is those decks also tended to have a lot of spot removal. So you like, if your opponent knew what was up, they could just keep you slightly off balance, off Kappa, like mana with all your artifacts, and then it gets stranded in your hand and you lose. Cool. What's up, Sorrow? Appreciate the follow. And then let's look at the red. I think the red is like, obviously there's no red in the main. And like I said, I think Fervent Champion's like honestly quite good. But like the red's really good in the sideboard. What's up, Millie? Appreciate the follow. You got your Rip Trigger consigned. That's brutal. But whatever. What you gonna do? So specifically against Boros Energy, I think the matchup's like slightly favored for us, but they do have just like a lot of cheap interaction, and then they sometimes have a lot of really good powerful sideboard cards. And so Wear Tear kind of mostly just tear. This card is mostly tear with wear upside. Yeah, so Pyroclasm over Whip Flare, like honestly, you can pick whatever one you want. I don't think it matters specifically in Hammer, because so like the consideration to play Whip Flare is it doesn't tag Sentinel or Ornithopter, right? That's it. And I think most of the time when you want Pyroclasm, I'm probably cutting the Esper Sentinels anyway. I don't think they're very good in those matchups. And if I have to give up an Ornithopter, I'm fine. Whereas Pyroclasm, you can also bring it in against things like Affinity. Yep, exactly. I don't know. It tags Haywire Might, which is really relevant. I like it against Affinity because it tags just like all their random doofuses. But also, yeah, like so sometimes Yawgmoth also has Haywire Might, and being able to tag that's like really important. But basically, I don't think it makes a huge difference, but I think the slight upside of Pyroclasm is worth it over the upside of Whip Flare. Because yeah, the goal is of course get something on your creature before Pyroclasming anyway. So yeah, but Pyroclasm oftentimes against Boros is Plague Wind you, like nuke your board, and then I can either kill your Ajani or kill you, which is really good. I think Tear, you could play Erase if you want. I think Erase might actually be a playable card right now. Tear is just really good. It's good against all the Saga matchups. It's really good against Boros because it tags like Stony Silence, and it also tags Goblin Bombardment and Static Prison. So huge fan. I have toyed with like 2 Pyroclasm, 3 Wear Tear, but at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know. It's close. Kind of do whatever. But yeah, so with that said, let's jump in and hopefully it works. Worst matchup, Jeskai Control has actually felt like pretty fine now that we can go way under with Opal. I think Yawgmoth's like pretty terrible. No, I take it back. This like the Sewers decks are so bad. Just like the Blink Flicker deck has felt so bad. So that's the other reason I like having the Pyroclasm effects. Kill your stupid Skyclave apparitions, still kill all that. Okay, so we have turn 1 Aid, turn 2 Mopal can flash in Chip, or play Paladin, but we don't have the extra artifact. I think I will keep this. And the question is, are we playing 8 on 1? Because we can also get a Surveil out of it, which seems pretty good. Or we can like Surge. I think I'm probably overthinking this, but hmm. Um yeah, we could just play Aid. Yeah, it's either Aid or Surveil. Basically, those are the choices. Also, getting to hold up Surge is not like terrible. I think I'm just gonna do that. If I already had a hammer in hand or something like that, I would honestly probably play. I would definitely play out the Aid, but I might play out the hammer. I don't think I was ever really on the NRG grind intentionally. It was more like, oh, there are these events I can go to. But I feel like a lot of events, okay, we are playing against Belcher. I immediately regret not jamming everything as soon as possible. So, but yeah, like if there are energy events like within a reasonable distance from me, I will certainly go to them. All right, let's see what we're getting off the top. Don't want that. Okay. They did suspend a Lotus Bloom. That's not really the 0 we want here. But that's fine. I know it's tough, man. It's just hard to go to all the events. um. So I might just play Paladin here. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm about that. I'm gonna fetch a basic planes because sometimes they do play Flood Moon or Merfolk, Harbinger, whatever you want to call it. See if they counter this. It's tough because we don't know if it's moto lag or if they have interaction. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so hopefully we hit a land or a yeah, basically just a land. I would take like an Ornithopter or a hammer off the top too as well. Surge of Salvation is fun against Goblin Charbelcher because you can counter it from targeting you. So you get to Time Walk. Not that they don't have a million counter spells, but yeah, it is what it is. Hey, thanks, Millie. I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all are enjoying the content. I'm enjoying Modern quite a bit more than I was. Philology Archaeologist, that's fine. Let's see what they find. I say fine, but like, it's okay. So they got Belcher, Flare, Hydroelectric Specimen. They can't grab that. I assume they're grabbing the Flare here, but could be wrong. Yeah, I like our post board configuration against Belcher quite a bit more, which I guess every deck in the format feels the same way about. So. Yeah. Okay, so they did take the Flare. That makes sense to me. Okay, so they have Flare in hand. So what if we lead with Aid? I don't hate it. So if we lead with Aid, well, yeah, I think we do just lead with Aid here. Because right now we're low on artifacts from their perspective, so they might think they need to counter this. But we'll see. Okay, it resolved. Makes sense to me. I mean, yeah, I think we just hammer here. This way, ordinarily you do it mid-combat, right? But if they flare the hammer now, then we still get to get a couple chip shots in with the paladin, which matters quite a bit. Yeah, wish I had elevator music. What is Thor that streamer use? Okay, cool. So they sacrifice that. It makes a lot of sense to me. I think we can just hold the Mopal still. Get in there for 2. Okay. So it is also nice that the reality chip can't get force of negation because it's a creature. Okay. Thunder Trap Trainer makes sense. I miss when this deck was like bad, and then they started just not being bad, and I don't like that. All right, so yeah, the plan I think is to hope to draw well off this reality chip, which it can do. And then like this is one of those times where I'm assuming we will lose this game, but it is possible. Okay, so Spell Snare is obnoxious, honestly. Okay, tapped land. Love that for us. Okay. That's really nice. So we can... I think I'm going to lead with the Saga because we really want to hold up white mana. Obviously, if this resolves and we see a land on top, we will be sad. But I think it's worth it because I kind of want to get this down regardless. Yep. Let's see what happens. Can't force a negation this. Yeah, this is a matchup where we have quite a few good sideboard cards, especially with the blue in the deck. Specifically, Consigned to Memory is like very good. Okay. I wonder if they know if this will attach because of Cigar de Satan. I know. I really want it to be back. That's why I had to ask Happy. I was like, okay, is it actually good? Or am I dreaming? Okay, another flare. Sure. Well, glad I chose to hold up the surge. I will cast this now. Okay, yeah. Well, Motolag might be too bad. I saw some tweets about it. We're not dead because we can surge in response to them activating the Belcher, and then if we like runner a couple, oh my gosh. Okay, wow. We also don't technically know they have a Belcher. It's like there's no shot they don't take the Belcher if they don't already have one, right? Like I put our odds at survival at low, but not 0. Right. You gotta I forgot to re-up for priority shipping on this opal. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Appreciate y'all keeping me company while we wait for things to move forward. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the fastest hand, and then they also had double flare denial, so yeah. Yeah, Lotus Bloom came down fast. Okay. Another Bayin Coast deal. Okay, maybe they didn't have have it. I guess they can't pop it anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, not my favorite draw, but whatever. I would like to attack you for 2 points of damage. How big is this thing? I mean, I don't think I can respect anyone. Okay, 1-4, yeah, we'll get in there. Okay. Are we whoring? Looks like it. Whore of Invention, you got it. Okay, so they have Belcher, Spell Snare, and 1 mystery card. So, like, saying there's a shot. Yeah. Yeah, Arena does get more programming love. Okay, well, I'm going to do this. All right. Boop. If it works, I'll be very happy. Because if it works, we probably win. Yeah, it's like if they have the Disrupting Shoal, that'll do it because the Spell Snare in their hand. But like, I don't know. This is what I got. Let's go! Surge of Salvation, baby! Okay. So against them, Consigned to Memory, real good. Pithing Needle, real good. Pithing Needle naming, yes, Surge of Salvation, too good, man. Pithing Needle naming Goblin, or Goblin Charbelcher, very good, obviously, especially since we can protect it with Surge of Salvation. Fun fact, Surge of Salvation also counters Hurkyl's Recall because it targets a player. Orum's Chant, definitely down for that because you just get to do a lot of stuff. You can like tag, if their Lotus Bloom is coming off suspend, then you can just chant them in upkeep and then it just stays exiled forever, which is really relevant. I don't think this is a reality chip matchup. Sad, like, it's definitely not a Nettlesys matchup, and I don't think it's a Forgenew matchup because Forgenew's a little slow. Yeah, I can't believe we won that. Wear Tear is definitely something I consider, but I think holding up 2 mana to tag a Petal in their, or not a Petal, a Lotus Bloom in their upkeep, I think is a little ambitious. Grafdigger's Cage, of course, doesn't step to Meshi. Rest in Peace is a consideration for that exact reason. See, I think we just board these 5, just these 5. And then we cut those, and I think on the draw you cut, like, well, cut a Shadow Spear. I think I'm down with that. And then Sentinel, question mark. Lag dot game is going all right. So I don't think Pierce is what you want because they have so much free counter magic. But if I didn't have the consigns, I probably would bring in the Pierces. But no, we've been lagging. It's just there aren't many turns in these games. Okay. Maybe we'll draw a Mox. I could see that. I could see Pierce fighting for a Paladin. I think that's definitely worth considering. Yeah, it's not perfect, but like it's got Saga, it's got Windswept Heath, and it's got Ink Moth. They mold to 6, which probably means they know what they're doing, which is not great. Oh yeah, you can't play Looping Titan with this economy. Okay, so they kept 6. Yep. Yeah, everything will be fine. Honestly, all right. I'm going to say if they Harbinger me They harbinger me. I'm just going to get a Hallowed Fountain, play a Sentinel. There is also a consideration this turn to just play Saga on 1 to get Cage. And I think if they had suspended a Lotus Bloom, I would be about that life. Yeah, as for Sentinel, like, it's been a long time, but he's, like, much better now than he has been in a long time. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So if we go Ink Moth, Hammer Boots, because we don't need to needle yet. Probably want to though. Then if we draw Opal, this is assuming everything resolves, right? Then if we draw Opal, tap, tap, Opal. Yeah, we would be able to kill with Opal if we draw exactly Opal next turn. That being said, I think I'd rather Saga Boots, play Boots equip. Yeah, playing around Flare is kind of the consideration. I think I'll start by playing Boots though. Oh my gosh. I also kind of like holding Needle maybe until we have like an Orm's Chant to protect. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah, whatever. We'll Needle. I think if we had did we have Boots in our opening hand? No, right? We drew Boots and then we drew Needle. Because if that was the case, I probably would have led with Saga. That way you can play Boots. Okay, deal. Yep. What they pitch? Spell Snare makes sense. Reality Chip is back on the menu, but not in this matchup. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might be convinced now to bring in the Pierces over something here. Whack. Maybe we will draw a colored source. And then we will be able to just whack them for 10. Or I guess 13. One of those. Lotus Bloom suspended now. Okay. Wonder what they drew. Blagi, sure. See what they find. I guess we don't get to see. So, yeah, they milled over Seagate, Echoing Truth, Spell Snare. They might need the land. They countered our Reality Chip last game. It made me sad. Yeah, I'm ready to get dazed. Okay. Can't even say the opponent's playing slow because I'm sure they're waiting for their cards to show up. Okay, they grabbed Echoing Truth. Makes sense? Okay, so since they already had a land, what a jerk. Okay, so Echoing Truth mystery card is what's going on. Okay, that's kind of sick, honestly. So poor Steven. Leave Steven alone. Okay, so We can go Ink Moth. I think we're just making a construct. Yeah. Make a construct. I trust that they'd block. Yeah. I've seen him play a bunch, but yeah, like you're in that crew. What we got? Thundercrap Trainer, yep. Steven wins a lot though, so he's allowed to be slow, right? That's how it works. Same as like Gabe Nassif, consign to memory. Okay. I wonder if they will consign the chapter 3. They might. So consign and echoing. Let's make a dingus. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we kind of got to get through the consign anyway, right? So yeah, just float mana here. See if they counter it. If they do, we draw a card too, which would be very, very cool and based of them. Sweet. Okay, we do draw a card. I think so. Like some people have said they've had trouble with the matchup. I have been quite happy with the matchup. So I don't know, I guess is the answer. Okay, so we can't Paladin obviously, but we can go like Saga Axe, which is pretty good. Probably the right line here. Just built different. I don't know about all that. So yeah, we have the option to Axe now. I think it's probably correct. It does a lot of damage. I think the Frog matchup is not super easy to navigate, and they can have a lot of like a wide range of things, so it is kind of a crapshoot. And I think people get stuck on the games where they had like the right interaction into the right interaction into the right interaction plus meltdown backed up by a frog or something. And it's like, yeah, you're just gonna lose those games, and that's okay. But like Saga is very good. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like against Murktide, we were always quite good against them because one, like our threats, like it's spooky. Esper Sentinel's really good against them, and then like Saga backup plan is like pretty backbreaking, and a lot of them have trouble playing many Harbingers of the Sea because their mana is like kind of rough too. Obviously, if they're just blue black, it's different. But yeah, I think I have felt good against Energy and Frog, which is why I'm like, yeah, I think this deck's fine right now. All right, attack for 4. Boldly not attacking my 1/1 into their 1/2. I don't have that much guts. Okay. Okay, so what you got for me this turn, opponent? There's so much toughness on this board. There's 5 toughness. I only have 5 power, but it's not split up how I would need it. Okay, so we can go Stinky Inky. Hopefully we just like hit a colored source and then things are much simpler. Obviously they can Echoing Truth, but like it is what it is. Okay. Okay, so their plan is almost certainly Echoing Truth this turn. If we hit a white source, very simple. Okay, we don't have Paradise Mantle in the deck, but think that's okay. So we can, yeah, because they can Echoing Truth plus pay the tax on Lava Spur boots. And if we just spend our whole turn equipping, that's pretty bad. So if we just go like Ink Moth, what if it's Ink Moth Hammer? We go Ink Moth Hammer. That pumps us to a 5/5. Yeah, I think we need to pretend like they can't kill us next turn, which odds of that are very low, but you know, here we are. What's up, Spider? How you doing, man? Yeah, fuck it. We will ball. Hmm? Okay. Opponent, I would like to attack you for 5 points of damage. Okay. It's not a good sign for us. Okay. Well, if the last cards in their hand are like Belcher, I guess we know it's not echoing. It is funny because really wish that needle were still in the deck. Not that it mattered, right? Because they consigned to Chapter 3. Do I draw a card? Are they gonna die to Surge of Salvation back-to-back games? Yeah, Spider. How'd you like Atlanta? Was it fun? I heard good things about it. Dude, Surge has never looked so good in my entire life. All right. Esper Sentinel doing God's work out here. Yeah, all right. I'll make a construct. Okay, so we know they have Echoing Truth. And that's the only card we know. All right, well. Ooh, okay. I am definitely down to float mana here. Let's see. So we can, if we float mana, we can go get Opal, threaten to kill them. But then we also don't hold up Surge. What if we just like make another construct, play Ink Moth, equip boots, then we're attacking, and then they go for the Echoing Truth. They probably have counter magic too. I think I do want the Opal regardless. But we might not jam Paladin. I think we're not jamming Paladin. Yeah. Please. Okay. Yeah, I've heard standard's great. Yeah, 9-6. Not the record you're shooting for, but like better than I've ever done in Atlanta, so no judgment here. Okay. Look at all these beefy boys. Yeah, definitely a Mox. So now we're considering it. So if we play Paladin, they Echoing Truth our constructs, and we're like very sad, but then we move everything. Really? I guess you also might not have played in a lot of them. That genuinely surprises me. We have all our ink moths. The whole fleet is here. Yeah, day 2ing I always call a victory. Maybe that's the wrong mindset, but yeah, I've heard standard's quite good right now. As I don't know, I'm lazy. All right. So do I get my guy? Okay. Yeah, let's surge. Surge, baby. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're attacking for super lethal. I like attacking for super lethal. Oh. Yeah, Adam, that's the only reason I can think of that DBZ hasn't day 2 to GP. It's because he didn't get to play in many. Ooh, what do we got? Force of Neg. Okay. Yeah, them's the beats. Okay. Okay. So they still have the consign. No, they've used the consign. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will not attack for 1. I'll just pass. I'll send a message. Yeah, blue looking pretty good here. Damn, they saw the line. Yeah, I don't know. I like our spot. Hopefully we draw another color source and then we can go like Paladin plus hold up consign. The fact that they had to pop their Lotus Bloom so big, it's huge. I'm ready. I'm just going to put this on the stack. If they do cast Belcher, I'm going to cast Consign before we draw a card to let them know we had it all along. But in paper, you go, shit, Consign. All right, well. This is not the strictly correct line, but it is funnier, so. Is actually... Axes have felt great. I would play the Axes. Can we counter a Charbelcher reflexive trigger? I think that's too cute. I think it's too cute. I'm just going to cast this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Axes are great. Play Axes. Did I target the right thing? Okay, I did. I was worried Moto lagged and it made me target my Sentinel. Okay, it worked. Love that for us. Okay. Well, they're super duper dead. I like looking at the Windswept Heath more. Yeah, well, let's see if they have a flare exactly. I'll attack you for like, I don't know, 26 damage. Yeah, like I was basically going to consign whatever the hell we could. If this does get countered by a flare, I guess we just probably like suit up axe, suit up boots, attack for 6. That seems pretty good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 1 shy of equipping hammer next turn. I don't think this is opponent BMing. I think this is them being a victim to Moto lag. Woo, let's go. Winning game 1 off of Surge. Feel like we stole it. Perfect. Okay. I won the die roll. Love that for us. Roy, don't tempt me. Okay, yeah, I'll keep this hand. Get to turn 1 archive. Probably. Nah, I won't. I won't play Ornithopter until I know what's going on, because we can turn 2 Stoneforge, grab hammer, and then we have the forge. Left Coast. I actually talked about that at the beginning of the stream, so you can check that out. But basically, I like Surge being main deck because it lets me effectively stay mono white game 1. Don't want that. That thing sucks. Play Ornithopter. I don't think we do. There you go. Exactly. 2 games. Yeah, Surge also. Yeah, if they don't have the extra removal spell or the extra interaction piece there, they just lose to the Surge game 2 as well. Cool. Yeah, and I'll probably be posting this on YouTube as well. I'll be able to cut out some of the dead air. Okay. Discarding 2 lands off of Steam Vents, Raucous Theater, Bloodstain. So my guess would be Creativity. Yeah, so let's get a basic Plains. Play Stony, Stoneforge. Get a hammer. I'll play out an Ornithopter in the event they want to kill the Stoneforge and we draw a Cigar Dizade. I would also really like to draw a Mox Opal. Yep, it could also be Grixis Frog. Yeah, Steam Vents, Faithless Looting, a Surveil and a Fetch Land doesn't really tell us a whole lot, so all reasonable decisions. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Kind of wish we knew what they were on. That's the only thing. So, what if we gift here? Gift for like a Nettle Cyst? I don't hate it. Yeah, I'm in. So the Ginger Brute, unfortunately, Satura, or I don't know, it's dark blue text, Saturos. The Ginger Brute, unfortunately, got surpassed by the Boots. The Boots are just better most of the time, unfortunately. But if you want to play a Cookie Monster, I'm not going to fight you on it. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to cast this Forge here either. Yeah, I mean, just get the body. I choose you. Please. Yeah. And whatever. Throw it out there. Yo, Barksy, thank you for the raid, y'all. Appreciate it. We are playing some Jeskai Hammer right now, and we're having some fun. We beat Belcher round 1 with some Surge of Salvations, countering the Belcher activation, which was kind of insane. But we are playing against Faithless Looting and Blue Deck. So this could be a ton of different things. Yo! Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, like Surge of Salvation. Look, I don't think it could have looked better than it did. Were you are you grinding the Breach deck right now? That deck's sick. Also, I don't know how you're playing Breach with the Moto leg the way it is right now. Okay, I mean, look, Amaranth is a treasure, okay? We all know that. And I'm not going to try to keep up with her, but, you know, I feel pretty. If they tap out, we do get... So they might be discarding Archon and Persisting Archon here. Okay, I have no... Snow-covered mountain, I don't know. I no longer know what's happening, so I'm definitely just going to Nettle Cyst here. Yeah, man. It's very tempting to hammer, and then we can... If we hit a land, we can go like Forge plus hold up Surge, but yeah, let's just... What if we just put a 3/3 into... It's a 3/3. Who cares? Hopefully we draw one of our, 18. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. Play Forge. Attack with both of these. Oh, gross. Okay, well, them's the beats. Yeah. Point for Spell Pierce. I think I'm cool with that. Dude, lag is I like that you own it. Fable, sure. Okay, so Grixis creativity, yeah. Okay, so I think we need to get this Nettlecyst down and then hold up Surge just to be mana efficient. I am surprised it's not more broken. Hey, what up, Cyrus? I appreciate the follow. Yeah, thanks everyone joining from Barkzeeks. I'm sure I'm like just murdering that pronunciation, but welcome from the stream. Heard you got some punts. I'm sure we'll find some more punts. Okay, so we can surge the Archon hit here. We do need to find like a Paladin though. I got my opals for like 600 for the set, which was not my favorite, but here we are. Okay. Did we find creativity? Did not find creativity. That's wild. I'll block. Easiest block in my life. Yeah, I've played plenty of games made, this century that have lagged like crazy, that are just horribly optimized. Okay, so when we get to this stage of the game, I think the most important piece is usually basically putting them under enough pressure to where they have to throw Archons under a giant creature. Roguelike drafting game sounds gas. Yeah, I didn't expect the opals to go like that far above. My buddy just had an extra set from, many years ago. And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll give them to you for 600. I'm like, cool. But yeah, didn't expect him to keep going up. Okay, well, I'm going to block. Yeah, note that Surge does stop Archon triggers because Archons have to target you. And the Surge gives hexproof. Green Sun is a $50 bill now. Man, Lincoln. Do I care? I feel like I don't care. Because I feel like next turn I can just go Sentinel, move to an Ornithopter, and attack. Like, they can keep the 2/2. Yeah. All right. One, two, three, four, five, six. I mean, we kill him in basically 2 turns like this, which is pretty good. Okay, we don't get to surveil, which is bogus, but here we are. I mean, do this. Move this here. I would like to attack you for 6. Do them being legacy playable matter in terms of price? Yeah, I do love opals. I'm an opal enjoyer. Back before they got banned, I was I knew they were going to get banned because I saw Oko just dominating everything, of course. So I sold them. And then, yeah, but before that, I was really enjoying them in like a Tesserator War Prison deck, and that was good. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. I guess if they're picking up cards that help them play Modern anyway. Okay. I'm like, what would be the best draw? The best draw would be Pure Seal Paladin. Since Forge Anew, of course, is not a draw that we have access to. All right. If we don't get creativity here, I don't know what's happening. There it is. Yeah, okay. Holy crap. What is happening? Ooh, sweet. Yep. I mean, oh yeah, yeah. When Mox got unbanned, I was like, all right, well, I need to buy these stupid gems, but here we are. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they found one. They found an Archon. Oh, can they not? Oh, I love this. All right, well, I will fetch. Yeah, whatever. Nope. I will take that. Oh yeah, because this alone just kills them. But hear me out. People want to see if it's good. Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna play at least one free card. I am kind of sad I can't whiteboard my Urza Sagas on Moto. They don't let me do that. Okay, so against this deck, I think Spell Pierce. That honestly, like, I don't think Rest in Peace is really good enough here. If I had Sanctifiers, I would definitely want him here. But like, I don't really. You could bring in Cage. It seems pretty free. Why would I buy whiteboarded Urza Sagas? I made them myself. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like creativity as a deck, but could be wrong. So in Grixis, right? So I'm not worried about Stony. Yeah, I think it's like just the Pierce and the Cage. I'm concerned about Chip being too slow for this matchup, but I could see it getting really grindy too. I'm fine cutting the Gift. Esper Sentinel, since they don't have Ren in 6, I like it a lot more. Trim a couple Thopters. Yeah, just go, I think, real light on the boarding. Yeah, I agree. That's actually why I originally was using whiteboarded basics, because they are super easy to find when you're fetching. But then I just liked the look of a whiteboarded Urza Saga, and luckily it's really easy to tell them apart. Don't want the needle. I don't think we reasonably want the consign. Consign a Fable flip, that's funny. But I think at that point I'd rather just play Wear Tear. Yeah, just this, I think. Could play a Gift over the Ornithopter on the draw, maybe? Sure. Yeah, if I thought they were on Ren, then yeah, I would probably bring in Rest in Peace. Appreciate the follow, y'all. Let's see. All right, yeah. Yellow, just a few cards. Plan for the game to go a little bit longer, a little bit grindier, and we'll go from there. I'm keeping this hand. Meltdown is the thing I think they're most likely to have, but whatever. X. A Mox would be awesome. How rude. That is what it is. If we draw Mox and we get to like Urza Saga on turn 1, whew, that'd be real good. I assume 8 is going here, but could be wrong. Yeah. Aid being gone makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, just planes, Ornithopter. Pass turn. Can we get Thoughtseize bugged here? So we are not. If you actually do exclamation point deck, it should pull it up for you. But I'm not playing Javier because I think we kind of already know he's pretty good in the deck. I want to try other things out, and I think that trying this new stuff out is kind of where I want to be. Do I want to hammer here? If we hammer here, that puts constructs out of bolt range. And if they melt down, it kills like the Ornithopter and the hammer, but like kind of who cares? I don't know. I think I'm down with that. I think I will attack to send a message. Especially since like if we yeah, I think I'm down to play a hammer here. Or some to have like the actual good hate cards. If they pierce this, I think I'm okay with that too. Yeah, sure. Deal. Nope. All right. This also means that Forgeanu is like a sick draw. Okay, so no Fable this turn either. That's really nice. Okay. Yeah. Play that. Shock myself. And attack to send a message. Yeah, I've hit them for 0, but you would think this Ornithopter's dealt like 6 or 7 damage based on life totals. Yeah, so funny enough, if they Archon here, I think we just like let that happen. We discard the Leyline Axe. Oh, okay. You could have Kolaghan's Command, but I'm not doing this. No, just nothing. Okay, well. Could make a construct. Go get boots. Equip boots. How big is this? Turns into a 4, 5. I really don't like putting Surge, like taking myself off Surge though. So please. Moto, please. I might honestly still go get boots. Could also get a Mopal, but nah. It's definitely not a problem with the servers, they say. Okay. They haven't put anything in the yard that we care about, not even a looting, so we're definitely not getting the cage. If we go boots, I like that boots turns every threat off the top into a real thing too. So yeah. Lava Spur boots. Choose this card just in case. Okay. Play this. Yo, what's up? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't know how to say that, but so we just attack for 5 here. Please. Okay. Attack for 5. If they take this turn to melt down, then like it is what it is kind of thing. But cool. That's great. All right. Yeah. So for anyone not here at the beginning, once again, appreciate that raid, Barksy. Here's what we're trying. It's basically a mono white deck with just the reality chip I asked Happy Sandwich about it. He did really well. I think he top 4 to challenge recently. He's definitely one of the people who I trust, like, know what they're doing, even though we have some disagreements about cards. He said it's good, so I was like, all right, cool. I tried it in a league, and I think it was pretty good. So I'll try it again. I think it's fine. You don't have to play it, but the blue is mostly for the sideboard cards. The red between Pyroclasm and Wear Tear, I think, are just like, these are very good cards. Obviously, you could just play Erase, and I think it's almost the same thing right now. But yeah, that's where we're at. All right, let's see if we can get 3. But yeah, Forge Anew is a card I think you can reasonably cut, but I kind of like having it as the 9th Equipper. One of my buddies is playing Magnetic Theft, and I yelled at him. But what you gonna do? There's that card, the Battlefield Improvisation, I think, which if it didn't need the creature to be attacking to attach all the equipment, I'd be okay with it. But the fact that you need your creature attacking to equip stuff kind of puts me off it. Cool. There you go. Yeah, and I should be uploading this to the YouTubes. Hope y'all are enjoying. Sorry about the moto lag. It's rough in these streets. All right, we're on the draw. Bad plan against True Name Nemesis. I'm down to keep this hand. It's not like my favorite hand, but it has Hammer, Equipper, and a good turn 1 play. So Thrust, you could totally play Boros Charm for Meltdown and Wrathless Skies. Meltdown, I think you can just like reasonably play around. We also have Spell Pierce, which usually does a good job countering it. But Wrath the Skies is more the card that I would want to be aware of. Basic Island, I'm just gonna go get a basic Plains here. I don't trust that person. Man, how good would a Mox have been here? Just also turn 1 aid. I did not yell Magnetic Theft is based. I said, stop it. Now everyone's going to ask me about Magnetic Theft. If the mirror becomes a big concern, I think we can consider Magnetic Theft. All right. Basic Island, pass. Their name is True Name Nemesis. What if we're playing against Merfolk? Yeah, Forge Anew also does a good job. But also, like, the fact that we're on, like, Leyline Axe instead of Memnites mean we're also a little bit more resilient against meltdown effects. Because, like, if they're doing it for 4, like, I can't imagine we're winning that game regardless. Oh, Moto. Please. Please, Moto. Okay, sure. I would like to draw a card. Unless they're cycling, like, a Lorien Reveal. No, they are dismembering? It's got to be... Would they care about Esper Sentinel that much in Merfolk? Probably not. That's a good card to draw. That's a good card to draw. It's Merfolk. It's Merfolk. I fucking knew it. I sniffed him out. I think we need to... I think I need to get this 8 into play here. That's insane. Man, imagine how good being on the play would have been. We would have gotten to go, like, also hold up Surge. I'll take 2. Okay, so now we go Saga and hold up. Yeah, I mean, I'll play Saga, hold up Surge of Salvation for when they try to kill my Saga. All checks out to me. This is kind of what I used to do against them. We have a flash threat. Surprise. What would you like to surprise me with? Is it a Vidalian Hexcatcher? Sink into Stupor. I think I'm kind of not about that. Just, yeah, also makes my metalcraft easier. If that was bait, so be it. I'll take 2. It also just makes the construct bigger, which seems relevant. Okay, so this is definitely something to note in this build of the deck, is that our mana is more painful. We only have the 2 basics, and the only other fetchable is a Meticulous Archive. So, what color don't we care about them seeing? I think we go Sacred Foundry in the event that we're able to kill this Tide Shaper. Then they don't have a... Yeah, then they don't have a stupid island to island walk me with. Okay, what do we got? 3 mana. Flash. Again? Okay. Sure. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Like I say, they just like really don't want me blocking their Tide Shaper? I don't know. I can just flash this thing back. I'll take 2. Let's make a dude. What do they have? Me being genuinely curious. Yo, DT, what's up? How you been? Hopefully Yogg is still treating you well. I fear I fear it every day. I'm like, please don't Yogg me. And when I dodge, I'm very happy. Hopefully you had a good stream, man. Getting some love tonight. Is it because everyone's like, I'm done streaming? This moto lag. I'm not about this life. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, welcome everyone who joined. Hammer is basically all I play. So here we are. I'm a very simple man. Didn't want to draw that. Yeah, so let's make a construct. And then I think we're getting a Shadow Spear here because I like gaining life. Gaining life seems pretty good. Ooh, what are we getting? What's happening? Shauna's Tidebinder. Okay. Sure. So I would assume they are countering the search here. They are countering the search. Yeah, okay. I think I'm okay with that. And we can surveil, which is probably correct. All right. it's not my favorite experience. Oh my gosh, Storm in this. All right. Well, I would like to attack you. think I'm fine. If they counterspell this, all right, yeah. I would like to deal 13 damage. Yes. Okay. Well, I don't hate our spot. I don't know. Yeah, so the only problem with that is the only land we have able to fetch is Meticulous Archive left because we've somehow just naturally drawn a lot of our lands. And I wanted to just play out the Strand instead. But yeah, Sigarda's Aid to play around a Dismember is a very reasonable consideration. Okay, sure. So they revealed Sphaloon. Okay. Well, double strike trample, real good. But that doesn't stop that. All right, well. I mean, all right, let's surveil. That one's pretty good. Actually, is it that good? I don't actually think he's that good, weirdly. No. That's pretty nice. So go Mox Opal. I don't think it matters, but it Anthems, so Anthem's pretty rad. Yeah, I mean, I'll attack with both of my creatures because they're lethal. Fingers literally caress people. All right. So these are spots where people are like, oh, well, what if Axe gets stuck in your hand? And it does sometimes, but like you can just play it out. Like it's fine. So like so Pyroclasm's definitely coming in. Pyroclasm seems sick. Needle I don't think is worth. Wear Tear is a consideration because they are, I don't know if they play Spreading Seas still, but killing Chalice could be important. That being said, I think Esper Sentinel pretty terrible here. Yeah, what if we just like could do one Wear Tear as a treat, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe both. Don't Chip I'm kind of medium on, especially since I don't really want to get a blue mana if possible. So I'm gonna cut it here and hope it doesn't bite me in the ass. Consigned to Memory is a reasonable card. It actually Consigned to Memory is probably really, really good. Gift and Nettle Cyst. Sure. Didn't expect to see Merfolk in the streets, but I respect someone who just likes their deck. Well, it's a lot of Pyroclasms. It's a lot of Pyroclasms. But this hand doesn't do anything, which is the danger of drawing 3 sideboard cards. Yeah, I'm kind of off it. I'm gonna keep this hand and hope we draw a White Source. Paladin, we are way farther from casting, so yeah. This might be a greedy keep, but I don't know. Okay. We could draw a Mox Opal, and that would let Ink Moth turn into a filter land. They worked so hard to put that Leyline Axe back into my hand, too. Yeah, whatever. Let's just play this. See if it resolves. All right. Now, I am aware of the risk of playing the Saga out, but I think if we don't play it out, we aren't doing anything. I'm not a huge fan of doing nothing. So, that's why we're here, despite the danger. Now, you can't do what I think you want to do, because that would be illegal, because I can't beat that. Don't do it. Nope, don't. Oh, okay. That is... All right, so I'd like a white source here, but kind of is what it is. Take 4. This is just non-creature spell, correct? Yeah, non-creature spell. All right, well, sure. I guess we are on this plan today, which I knew this was a risk, but I didn't think I'd draw like 2 more Scarred as Aids and a Shadow Spear. Okay. I mean, we offer this trade? I think I'm kind of down. Yeah, if they want to tag the construct now, that's fine. Pay 4 life to do it. Okay. Yep. So that was going to happen kind of regardless. So we take 3, go to 13. We can get a Mox Opal now, so we're in business. It's not bad. Not close getting a Mox. Yeah, I think I'm down to play Aid. Kind of puts them on the back foot the rest of the game. If this was a 5/5 instead, I probably would hold up the mana so we can activate the Ink Moth to put this out of Dismember range. But we didn't. They killed our last guy. Another one? My God. All right. Yeah, sure. All right. I mean, honestly, we're not in bad shape anyway. Okay, so what do you have? Do you have a 3-drop here? So do they have like a Consigned to Memory? So take 4. Could also just have another Dismember. Be kind of wild, but all right. Don't think this is when we're doing that. Yeah, all right. Consign the trigger? No consign the trigger. All right. Colossus Hammer it is. Okay. They've dealt 8 to themselves, which is pretty big. I gotta let basically any creature resolve here. Rather than like flashing in the hammer in response. Okay. Maybe they'll turn one of my Ink Moths into an island. Okay. Yep. So we take this, go to 7, yeah. Pyroclasm looking kind of sweet here, but we shall see. Okay, we drew a land, which is sweet. So they can sack to put stuff in. What if we shock? Shock, play Pyroclasm. Puts us to 5. I think that's correct. Yeah. I guess we have to... We can put the hammer on first, right? We can also save the hammer for an ink moth kill. They have 2 mana. I have a lot of stuff. I think that's correct. Okay, so we can move Shadow Spear there and then Pyroclasm. I guess if they have another Lord, that's pretty bad for us, which seems likely. So what if we just start with the hammer? Yeah, seems reasonable. Spell Pierce. I mean, I think we just pay, right? It's a lot of damage, and we can't block. So let's let this happen, yeah. Okay. And then we can Clasm. Yeah, I don't think we have a choice on this. I think I definitely like mishandled this game. Like, so we could have activated the Stoneforge instead, but I kind of wanted to be able to attack. I don't know, it was hard. Magic's hard. What up, Last God? How you doing? We're playing a weird game, which I dig. Okay, everything died. I'm cool with that. Yeah. All right, so we got game 1. We're in game 2 against Merfolk, which I respect that the person's name is a Merfolk, and they're playing Merfolk. I guess that's just good, honest living. Okay. I think I'm down to counter this. I'm actually down to counter this. And honestly, I think I might board out the consigns. They haven't looked as good as I was hoping. So they're going to chalice on 1 now, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay, so we can hopefully just like find a paladin. Win the game very easily. Okay, I'll take that, honestly, yeah. 0, baby. Costs goose egg. Let's see, so they have... Can I beat a Lord? If it's a Lord that gives Island Walk, I cannot. So... yeah, whatever. Yeah, and I don't think I'll keep the. I don't think I'm gonna board in the wear tears either. Yeah, just boarding about. I think I overboarded this match. Friends don't let friends play fish. I respect that. 1/3 double strike trample flying. Let's go. Oh no. Okay. Okay, another one. That's fine. Svaloon. Okay, so what do we need to draw here? Paladin would help. I mean, pretty toast. Yeah, we can equip, deal 4, gain 4, then take 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, cool. Note that the chalice didn't do shit. I think they probably drew the Lord off of the Silvergill. Yeah, because we knew the other card in their hand was we knew the other card was Phaloon. Okay, so yeah, just don't think we actually care that much about those. Just yeah, stay mean, stay lean. Weirdly, I wonder if we keep a couple Sentinels just as aggressive pieces, but I kind of don't mind that the Nettle Cyst does what it does. Yeah, let's do this, whatever. Oh, you're good, you're good. No. Okay. Sounds better. Bottom Windswept Heath. Yeah. I don't really want to. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna get a Sacred Foundry anyway. Submitted the request. Maybe maybe Moto will let me play my land, please. What if I hit escape? I gotta try tricks. Could also hide the white or the red, but I think I like saving the. They have so many ways to. Well, we'll see what Moto lets me do. Turn off auto yields. Escape. Please. Okay, we played the Windswept Heath. Wasn't sure what was gonna happen. It's exciting that way. Okay. Yeah. We'll go get a Sacred Foundry. I'm going to try to avoid getting a blue source if I can help it. Okay. So we'll go Inkmoth, Stoneforge, see if it gets countered. It didn't get countered. That's pretty sweet. Let's get a hammer. All right. What we got? Chalice on 1. Deal. How can we defeat a Chalice? It's impossible. That's really good. So it's weird that I kind of want to go. No, we just play Saga Forgenew, right? Yeah. Fine. Could also go like Saga Hammer, get Hammer countered by Chalice, play Stoneforge. If they got Moonfish, so be it. Like, so be it. I accept it. Woohoo. All right. Surprise! I will attack for 1 damage. Alright. Now, do not cast the hammer. That's all I've got to say here. Is it another chalice? No. Sure. Okay, that's fine. Pop that out. That's the known card. No land, you say? Well, I'm gonna try to kill you. That's my plan. Yeah, so we activate Stoneforge, then activate Inkmoth. Yeah, all right, cool. This is why I like Forge Anew. Oop. All right. I'd like to animate Inkmoth. Now, this is difficult to navigate because of the lag. So I'm just going to manually click everything. Okay, we're at beginning of combat. Yes. Okay, we got to the attack step. That's exciting. All right. After there have been no blocks declared. Yeah, Stoneforge is definitely an enchantment that sometimes attacks for 1. All right, I would like to deal 11 infect to you. Woo, let's go. All right, all right. But we are on the play. Huge fan of that. Well, we have a turn 1 equipped Esper Sentinel, if I did my math right? Well, no, at turn 1, it is a question of do we want to equip the Ornithopter or the Sentinel? Keeping the hand for sure. I think we just equip the Ornithopter. And then if we draw a land, we get to just attack for 22 trample by equipping the axe for 3. The reason I play with the weird art axe is because it like pops out in my opening hand. It takes mental load off. Yep. Oh, they're down to 5 cards too? Yeah, I'm just doing the thing. Didn't come here to not do this. This is all I'm saying. All right, let's go. Okay. Do you have an answer? Don't do it. Okay. Do they have Static Prison? That'd be obnoxious. All right. I assume they take the Ornithopter here. Yeah. Boo. All right. Whatever. I mean, it's like if they have a second Static Prison, playing the Paladin's way worse. If they have anything else, I mean, I'm just gonna. If they have another Static Prison, whatever. I accept that reality. All right. Your turn. And this is why we play Leyline Axe over Memnite, by the way. So, Last God, the reason I didn't want to hold up the hammer is because, like, once they have a land, a bolt answers it, right? So it's just like, just do it. Yeah, opponent says, GG's. Probably got the hammer nuts. It's like, yeah, I mean, frankly, yeah. D's. If I knew my opponent, I'd give him the D's. Yeah, all right, cool. Sweet. All right, so our plan against Boros is Wear Tears and Pyroclasms. And what do we want to cut? I think just Esper Sentinels. And I think you can cut like probably a gift. I think Reality Chip probably actually quite good because the games can go long. It also helps rebuild against like a Meltdown if they do that. So yeah. The Wear Tears they cover Goblin Bombardment, Stony Silence. They often have out of the board, as well as like the Static Prisons that we know they'll have. And then Surge of Salvation, I think, is very good in this matchup as well. Jesus. Yeah, sometimes you just threaten lethal on turn 2 and turn 3, which is pretty good. Especially when you're on the play. Yeah, and that's why it's like, yeah, you definitely have some bad matchups with this deck, but sometimes you just kill people on turn 2. And then, like, your bad matchup doesn't seem so bad. All right. Ooh. Okay. They are on the play this time. So we lose the Blood Moon. His hand's also like just not very exciting, but we have Pyroclasm. I hope we can do better than this. But like we do just go Saga on 1. So what are our good draws? Our good draws are Mox Opal and let's see, we have 20 lands in the deck, 7 of which are colorless, so 13 lands minus these 2. So yeah, we have 13, 17. I think we can do better. Honestly, I think this is better. Weirdly. Bottom Strand. Okay, we fetch in. Sure. Okay. Guide. You got it. And since I do pretty heavily value my life total in this matchup, I'm not going to run out the aid. Actually, hold up. I think I do run out the aid because we have the alternate equipper in the Forge Anew, and I don't really want to get the Meticulous Archive anyway. And this insulates us against the Blood Moon. Yeah, all right. Change my mind. And this is a high priority target for him. This also means we get to go Pyroclasm. What's up? Hey, I don't know how to say that, but thank J-Lol for the follow. This lets us go turn 2 Pyroclasm. Okay, deal. Turn 3 Flash in Nettlecyst. But obviously we're not flashing in Nettlecyst now. Okay. This is okay. One day. Okay, Jeeves, cool. It's been a minute since I've seen a lot of like numbers in the name. I was like back in middle school and high school. Oh yeah, we're lead speaking. All right. This is just very good honest magic right now. Yeah, and I'm just assuming opponent is suffering from the same case of moto lag that everyone seems to be. All right, deal. I take 1. Anything else? If they go like cat, then I'm pretty happy. But I assume they would have played cat pre-combat so they could pump and then get another cat. Okay. All right. That's a good blocker. Honestly, Yeah, kind of about it. That's funny. I think Hammer's quite good in the meta right now. Uh, and I am someone who's like very frank about when the ring was legal. It's like I don't think it was a very reasonable deck choice pre-ring ban, just because like the ring was such a beating. Okay, look at this blocker. That's an 0-4. It's so big. Surely they can't beat an 0-4. It's too powerful. But I think there are like multiple configurations you can play of the deck right now too, and go from there. And yeah, like the Mox Opal does just like make the deck basically an entire turn faster, which is really relevant. No, you can't. You can't kill a reality chip. Oh, sure, that's fine. That's fine. I guess the question is, I mean, we could just play Nettle Cyst, right? Seems fine. Yeah. Obviously, this is not a card that we're using anytime soon. Okay. Look at this ferocious 2/2 we got in play. Yeah, it's like, all right, Blood Moon. That's why I'm glad we threw that first hand back, went back, and then fetched the planes to run out the aid. That kind of changes a lot. Opponent, if you could play like a couple creatures to the board, that would be very cool. Wouldn't mind getting my Sigarda's aid back. Okay. Sure. Okay. Honestly, I think I'm okay blocking here. Because if they want a Galv, that uses any energy they would generate, and then we get to Pyroclasm. Okay, Bombardment, sure. Okay, that's really good to know about. um, I think I'm supposed to just Pyroclasm now to make sure they don't get any energy if they draw a creature. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. So this turn, so next turn we get to draw Wear Tear. We can tear probably the Blood Moon and then deploy Forge. So yeah, I think we want to Pyroclasm and play Hammer. Okay, there we go. Red, red. Yeah, this is literally just to make sure they don't get more energy. If they want to use everything to Galv plus throw the guide at my chip, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, deal. Shooting me. Okay. Hey, what's up, Vidu Bool? Appreciate the follow. So many people tonight. I love it. I hope y'all are having fun with Modern. I know I am. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, we play the hammer because worst case they melt down, then we get to forge a new it back. Yeah, okay, cool, cool, cool. I will not attack to send a message because they play Ragavan sometimes. So, no messages this evening. All right. Are we going to 0 energy? Yep, yep. Okay. I paid. I paid. Allow it. Just nothing, you say. Okay. That's a fun one, too. Okay, well, sadly, they don't have any artifacts. Is there a world we chill? Nah. Nah. Tear the Blood Moon. Probably just gonna go get a plains here. Okay. We do actually like rebuild really nicely from a meltdown here too. It's like they melt down and then we start making constructs and then can immediately equip stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do this. This work? Note that Forge Anew doesn't let you equip Reality Chip for free because it doesn't naturally have an equip ability. But I would like to attack for 10. It's also nice because if this lives through this turn, then we get to play Axe and suit it up and attack with an 11-15 double strike trample. Ooh. Felia. Yeah, you got it. Note that I do get a Nettle Cyst and a Sigarda's Aid back. Right, well, you want to do this correctly. I'm definitely just going to keep the Nettle Cyst by itself, but I will decline. Small dose of reality has been called. We got jellyfishes. Chain of the Rocks, sure. Chip down, no. Okay. What would you like to blink? The germ also makes sense. It's basically the only thing that makes any sense there. All right, so they have one card in hand. We can make a construct which will be a 3/3. They are tapping out. Pretty good. And we know we're drawing an axe. Okay. So we're taking 4 here. Okay. I don't think we're quite dead. Let's see, they can. So we take 4. Then take. Oh, yeah, we're pretty dead, right? Because they can haste the Flage. It comes at. Yeah, we're super dead. If we were drawing Surge, we would actually be incredibly alive. But we are not. Let's see if they see it, though. No harm in making them do the thing. No, we couldn't find a Dale to play with the chip, unfortunately. Yep. Yeah. Even had an extra card. Okay. How good would Surge have been here? At literally every point in this game. Yeah. Yeah. I trust that they know how to activate Goblin Bombardment. Okay. I don't think we want to change much. Chip I still think is fine. Yeah. All right, I'm in. Do the Pyroclasm to stem early bleeding. Yeah, I'll keep this. And I will fetch Shock on 1 to play Aid. A Mopal would have been insane, of course, but... Yep. All right. Bad vibes. Get out of here, Flage guy. I don't want to hear it. Boros Energy doesn't get to talk about bad vibes. Unless you're playing against like Belcher or Amulet. Sure. And yeah, I think we're just going to immediately tag the guide here. Yeah, tag the guide to force them to do something. And then kill them with the Ink Moth. Seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm in. Pow. I'll do it. 2 mana to kill a guide? Hell yeah. Playing a Johnny. Do it. You won't. Single white up. I ain't playing Dismember. Deal. Okay, I'm going to kill them. Stoneforge, don't bait me. Bonk. Let's go. If I get solituded, so be it. That's kind of sick. Yep. Put it there. I am but a simple man. Bonk. Let's go. All right. We are fighting for the 5-0. please step out. Exactly. I've never... It's like, please, just do it. Just die. Love it. Yeah, so like... I don't think his sign is bad against energy by any means. It's more I think that these cards are better. And I don't think you want to cut that many cards to bring in. So like what are you thinking to cut to bring in the consigns against them? Because I think Surge is incredible. So we like cut the Sentinels, we cut what else did we cut? The Sentinels and a gift? Is that what we cut? That's probably what I did. But yeah. Game 1, equip hammer. Turn 2, drop paladin. So good. Having a deck with a really good nut draw is a good thing. You should definitely play a deck that has a good nut draw. And if your deck doesn't have a good nut draw, you probably shouldn't play it. Whew. All right, what we got? All right. Cheezilla, awesome name. I approve of that name. Reminds me of the Goofy movie. I'm going to keep this hand because we can equip a hammer on turn 2. If we draw a land, we can we kill on 2 with Ink Moth? Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so we put all these into play. And I think we'll see what they do too. That could impact it. Yeah, this it was fine. Yeah, because what we draw can also impact what we do on turn 1. Because it's effectively a 2-mana hammer right now. Oh boy. Mirror match? Could be the mirror match. Okay, well, we're definitely playing this. Play Mox Opal. Aid. They could also be like a portable hull deck. So maybe it's Mox Opal. Nah. I was forged in the drum. Yeah, it could just be Affinity, right? So Ink Moth. I think we. Yeah. I'm inclined to just get a hammer here. The issue is, of course, resolving the aid's way more important, but it is what it is. No, this is not a bad spot to get a chip. I mean, I've had openers like this on Hammer, especially before Mox. They were reasonable. Okay, so they're tagging the Mox here, I'm guessing. Yep, checks out. Okay, Affinity. All right, so any white source, I'm very happy. Mox is actually insane. Don't like that. Yeah, I mean, whatever. These are all cards that could go in Hammer. I don't think you should play most of them, but they are cards that you can play in Hammer. Tagging the Mox was so rude. I remember when this was spoiled, and then Saga was spoiled not long after. We all thought Saga could grab Portable Hole, but they actually templated the card correctly. Are we getting a Kappa or something? Sure. All right. Can we get a white source? That counts. So we can go this. Aid. Can't kill with Ink Moth, but that's fine because we can move the Leyline Axe. So, yeah. Well, we know they don't have Force of Negation, so we're good. Obviously, the downside to this line is if they like go grab Needle or Might, but like Might's basically the same thing. So they just tag the hammer. Definitely a matchup I'm happy to have. Oh, okay, cool. I don't think they did the math. Consigned to Memory, not actually good against them. Yeah, I would think they were getting Might. I think they thought they were dead because they didn't count the mana correctly on Ink Moth. Yeah. So, I like Needle. I think Needle's important to have access to, even though it's not like insane. I think Cage is actively pretty good because it does stop Might from coming in off of Saga. I think Sentinel on the draw probably pretty terrible. I don't think we actually want Pyroclasm on the draw. And I'm unsure about Pierce. I'm inclined to just do 4 for 4 and call it a day. Because I don't mind Surge of Salvation. Sure. All right. Yeah, I'm okay with people just conceding. I like winning. Cage also stops Emery from doing her thing. It's pretty good. their turns were like deploy a bunch of stuff, eat your important card, sinkhole me effectively, and then play a Kappa. So yeah, I don't think they were dead there. I think they probably were gonna win if they grab Might and tag the hammer. Of course, we could have then drawn another hammer. Sand, kind of stinky. I obviously like having aid, but it's so close. It's so close. Okay. Keep. Keep. So bottom. Probably Foundry. I guess we bottom a Windswept Heath instead, right? Bottom Windswept Heath. Probably bottom Hammer? Question mark. Probably keep the hammer in case we draw like a Mox. We do not have blue cards aside from Reality Chip right now. I want these two for sure. I want 2 colored sources, so maybe it is bottom hammer. Yeah, all right. They're keeping 7? What a jerk. Such a bully. Mox. Mox. They're all Mox. All right. Probably Surveil on turn 1. Yep. Okay. Welding Jar, Sea Chrome Coast, Mox Bobble, nothing. I don't know. They probably have just like a very good turn 2, maybe? Like if they have land 0/0 that they're sandbagging, they can just play Cap on 2, which is good. Admittedly, very good. All right. What you got for me, opponent? I believe in you. I believe. All right. What do we got? Just nothing. Okay, cool. Ooh. Okay, so they have Metallic Rebuke. Got it. Yeah, I'm just like, what are they? Yeah, but blue, colorless for Metallic Rebuke makes sense. Not. Nope. Archive. Nah. What you got for me? What are we naming here? Lot of things to name. And just needling on turn 2 against not much information is tough. Unless they just like have specific things covered. It's also awkward because a lot of the things they would name probably are in their deck too. Except for like the fetch lands. Inkmoth Nexus, sure. Yep. Inkmoth kills just straight up traumatize people. All right. So I think we go like Saga Pass. Yeah, I'm cool with that. If they have a way to kill the Saga, like a March, we can Surge, which I like a lot. I think this Saga is how we get back into the game. All right. All right. Okay. Tapped Razor Tide Bridge. Sure. Nothing. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So there's no reason to play the Mox Opal here. Since there's no difference between a 2/2 and a 1/1, since we can't activate the Inkmoth anyway. I don't think we're supposed to Saga here either. Yeah, I'm just going to play Inkmoth and pass. What a very strange game. It's an incredibly strange game. I kind of dig it. Okay. So they've just been holding up counter spells. At least one. They might have two in their hand. I think it's not a great hand to keep. Just no payoffs. All gas, no breaks? Or is this all breaks, no gas? I don't know. If someone can fill me. Yeah. Once again, appreciate everyone hanging out. Having a lot of fun innovating on Hammer and like trying a lot of different stuff and trying cards that I never thought were modern playable, like Fervent Champion, which once again, I don't think Fervent Champion is bad. Like I think it's quite good. It takes up 4 slots in your deck, and it's a little more demanding on my mana than I'd like. I'd like to be able to get basic planes whenever possible. What did we play against, chat? We played against Blue Belcher, Grixis Creativity, Boros Energy, Merfolk. That's what we played against. So like pretty stock modern league, like 3 like known quantities and then 2 like less common. So we got like Affinity and Merfolk on the. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they still have Metallic Rebuke up. They will never take that card down. Which means we're probably getting a Shadow Spear. So I think we're probably going to have to race. Haha. 1/1. Let's go. I mean, the fish player almost got me. I think the fish player almost killed me more than anyone else. So like, no judgment here, man. Okay. Let's get a Jetto Spear. Yeah. And then I'll play this out, see if it resolves first. It did not get countered. That's wild. So the last card in their hand is Metallic Rebuke. Like, it's just clearly Metallic Rebuke. So I think I'm just gonna like suit this up and then not attack with it. And that means next turn we can like, I'm not attacking because they can Welding Jar the Kappa to regenerate it. That's true. It was Finned Wizards. Can we call it that, Oz? Yeah, exactly. Like, fish players, you can't play like non-fish cards. Like Flame of Anor. That's a reasonable card. Or I don't know if it still is, but like it's pretty good. Okay. Well, no attacks with Kappa. Love that. So, like, another card I like to watch out for in this type of matchup is a Hurkyl's Recall, which Surge does stop because Hurkyl's Recall targets the player. But I feel like if they have it, they would use it right now and then attack for, 5. I don't know, a better spot. We shall see. And Inkmoth Nexus is, of course, needled, so we can't use that to Anthem. So I think what I'm going to do is play Flooded Strand. I think I like play Flooded Strand, pass. We can then make a construct and then just set up a very, very good attack the following turn. I think it's basically impossible for them to kill me from here. 5 minutes last words, I know. Yeah, I think I'm about that. Like, we can attack for 5 and then we have to make a construct if we want to like get through the Kappa. So I think I like just passing one more time. Yeah, Kappa is insane when you're ahead or you've put a lot of pressure on your opponent's life total, but when, or of course when like the matchup is very grindy and they like need a lot of spot removal to handle your things, like Ward 4 is a million, especially with Metallic Rebuke that they've had in their hands since the beginning of the game. It's Ward 7. But when things are at parity and you can't like block a backswing effectively, it's pretty tough. Every time I'm tempted to surge that shit. Yeah, it's a lot harder to be like Kappa's king when your opponent has giant lifelinking creatures with trample. It is always tempting to surge the Mishra's Bauble, but no, don't do it. It's a trap. Sure. Yep. Draw your cards. So they found some action. What's the over-under on them holding up Metallic Rebuke again? It's got to be like 1,000% they hold up Metallic Rebuke. Okay. I would block. Maybe not. What does an attack mean? I think I get blown out too easily. So, yeah, I'll take 5. Double block too? Let's take 5. Yeah, Recall plus Rebuke is the only thing I can think of. And if that's the case, are we making a construct still? I think we are, because I think they'll be greedy enough. If we make a construct, yeah, I could just have too many things going on. What the? Oh my god! Oh my god! Those. There we go. All right. I mean, if we're just getting a basic, I'm not fetching anyway, so now I'm good. So we float mana here. Yeah. Get boots. Nah. What do we get here? I don't think it's hammer. It honestly could just be needle. Needle name welding jar. That can't be right? It could be needle name haywire mite. I don't hate that. Needle name mite. Yeah, I'm down for that. Six. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, so play. We can just fetch here pretty freely. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we play Stoneforge, we can still surge plus pay for it. That's probably better. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Boop. I guess we tap this. Yeah, it's got to be recall plus rebuke. Yeah, I will. Weirdly, I'm like, is it Nettle Cyst? It might be Nettle Cyst. Because Nettle Cyst can be like reasonably sized and gain us life. Yeah, sure. Okay. I would like to attack you for 19 damage. Dispatch. Nah. I think I'm just doing this now. Another dispatch. It's like, how many dispatches did we draw? Yeah, Chip also looked good. I think what's going to happen is I might just, like, I'll probably play out the cyst here. If I had any equipper, I would have taken Chip for sure. Okay. So they just have another? Or they maybe misclick? I don't know. Okay, it resolved? I don't know. I'm very confused. I mean, take 11. I'll go to 19. I don't know. I think opponents just like continuously holding up Metallic Rebuke. So like, I don't know. What if I gift? We can gift and then do nothing. We can. I can gift, grab a axe. That's kind of juicy. Yeah. Boots was a consideration if I made a construct. Oh my gosh, it's Metallic Rebuke. No way. Yeah. In case we were unsure if they were playing Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, okay. Held it up from turn 1. That's fine. Yeah. I know, shocking that they had Rebuke. I would have been more impressed if they didn't have Rebuke, to be honest. All right. Okay. So, shit is interesting. So, equip, they attack for 8. We put in Cyst off Stoneforge and equip there. This becomes a 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way more. Yeah, we now have a game again. Ooh, okay. What if we just do that? I think I like that better. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we just attack with both these because I'm assuming I'm never going to get to block. Playing around Metallic Rebuke, which they probably have in their hand. Okay. I need to make sure I choose correctly. So we choose aid, target first. Germ resolves, and then aid resolves. All right. That is lethal. Let's go. Let's go. All right. 5-0. Hell yeah. Deck's dead. Everyone ignore it. We didn't beat Boros. Admittedly, our opening hand against Boros was fucking sick. Okay. So, let's go. Bonk. Whew. Okay. Good job, buddy. He's being very good. He's tired today. Okay, so, I mean, Pyroclasm, I don't think it's super shined. I guess we can exit out collection. There we go. So I don't, for what it's worth, I don't think Pyroclasm really shined against Boros, but it did just kill their guide, which I think is good enough. And it is basically the best way to catch up if they have like an Ocelot Pride Guide of Soul start. You just clear the board and they die, is my experience. I think Chip was like, it would have been nice if we had gotten to do anything with it against Boros. That being said, it was like still an 0-4 blocker. They had to address it. It also kind of let us pick our lines by knowing the next card we drew. Yeah, Pyroclasm did its thing. There have just been spots where I play Pyroclasm, I nuke the entire board and I win. It almost did catch us up against Fish too. So the other reason I really like the Pyroclasm is because I think it's pretty good against the Yogg deck, and I think it's quite good against like the Sewers deck, so like the white-black garbage pile, complementary decks, because you just nuke everything. I think it's the best card we have against energy. Wear Tear is very good as well, but I don't think you want more than like 2 against energy anyway. And Pyroclasm, just like cleaning up doofuses, I think is really nice. Yeah, so I know a lot of people have asked about sideboarding, and I'm working on that. It's hard to do a sideboard guide when like you're figuring out what your list looks like, but I can start trying to come out with basic rules. But yeah, basically, Esper Sentinel or Ornithopters, I will usually cut like 4 of one or the other, depending on the matchup. And then you kind of have like these as your other pieces and the reality chip. I never cut axes because like, I don't know. They're real good. They allow for your like best nut draws. But yeah, so the red is definitely worth the splash, if for nothing other than Pyroclasm and Wear Tear. I think Spell Pierce and Consign, having access to those is a good enough reason. I think the Eldrazi matchup can be a little rocky, and so having Consign is very good. We didn't really see a lot of Rest in Peace matchups there, but I think this is exactly what we want for the hate. Yeah, so I think your diagnosis is absolutely correct. It's awkward at times, especially if you like naturally draw both Shocklands, but I think it's kind of the price you have to pay if you want to play 3 colors. But the Moxes also do a lot of heavy lifting there. So yeah, the issue with the mana base is obviously we only have 5 fetchables. Yeah, we have 5 fetchables. And you can play either Surveil Land. I like the blue one because reality chips in my sideboard, and I also think it's more likely that you might ever need double blue than double red. But I think you could trim a Flooded Strand for like one of the fetch lands for maybe another Plains. But right now we have, 7 colorless lands in our, it's really mono white, like splashing. So we have 8 fetch lands, and then, so we have 9 red sources excluding the opals, and I like to try to exclude those. And then 10 blue sources, which is I think kind of where you want to be, because you want to be able to pierce without having Middlecraft on like turn 2. And I think when you get down to like 9 and 8 sources, it gets a little rocky. Could be wrong. But yeah, I think if that's what if you wanted to trim a fetch for a Shockland or a Plains, I think that's totally reasonable. Genuine question, with Chip and the ability to have insane future sight turns, does Turtle have more upside? Could be some insane turns where we get like 4 triggers. Like, totally agree. Turtle could have some insane upside. My issue with Turtle was more, can we get it into play? Because I think basically in the spot where you're describing, I think a lot of people kind of fall into this where it's like, okay, we're in the spot where we have reality chip going. I think if you already have reality chip going and you're hitting 4 cards, I don't think you need Kappa to win. I'm sure there are spots where you would need something like a Kappa to win, but especially with the Leyline Axe, I think you just kill them. Like, I don't think you need to get too fancy with it. But yeah, like, I still like Kappa. It didn't quite do what I think it needed to do, because the other issue with Kappa, of course, is like being able to cast it in your deck with Stoneforges and Paladins and Sigarda's Aids as things you're using your mana on can just be a little tough. Yeah, I mean, Surges looked very, very good. So I think I like those in the main. But you could absolutely swap the Surges and like the Pierces. A lot of flexibility. There's a lot of room to like figure out what the best build is, I think. I think exactly one Forge Anew is correct. But yeah, I mean, it did pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, so I know Happy was playing 1 fewer Axe, and there was one other card. I think he was not playing any of the gifts, and he found room for 2 Memnites and then like I think a drum. I would probably play a Paradise Mantle over the drum. But the thing is, like, Axe is so good. You could go down to 3. The card's just been really impressive for me. Even when you draw it late, if you just like put it in off a Stoneforge, your opponent immediately dies, which I'm a huge fan of that. But yeah, Wear Tears were great, obviously. Pyroclasm, very happy to have that. Y'all have a good one.